Howdy ho YouTube, Major Cord here. It is way after 2 in the morning and it continues to be hotter than hell here in Buffalo. So I'm going to continue making YouTube videos because sleep is out of the question. This is going to be a video contest entry for Southpawknives. He's another YouTuber who's around my age, and I love supporting people like that because you really don't see a ton of, well, I'm going to say kids because I really don't think of myself as an adult yet. It's just hard to fathom that I am technically an adult. I still think of myself as just a kid. But I like supporting young people like myself who really have it together and seem to have a good head on their shoulders and aren't just like, ooh, look at me, here's a knife and, I'm going to cut some shit with it. So yeah, Christian is a really good guy and he has a really good channel, so please check him out. All his information will be in the description box below, as always. And for his contest, he wants to see our very first EDC knife and our current favorite EDC knife. And for both of these, it's a bit of a toss-up. This is the first knife that I ever really remember owning, unless you count this weird, I think it was like Cool Tools plastic knife that I played with all the time as like a little 5-year-old. But this is a Winchester lockback, obviously, modeled after like the Buck 110. I can't say this is an EDC knife, though, because I really didn't carry it all the time. I carried this on fishing trips with my father and stuff like that. So, this is my dedicated fishing knife and stuff. I can't say that it's my everyday carry knife, because I didn't carry a knife every day at the age of 10. For a 15-year-old knife, though, it's in good condition. I mean, the brass is tarnished and the wood is aged a bit, but otherwise it's still good as new. A little bit of blade wiggle, but, it's fine. I sharpened it up and she's still in good condition. But this is a knife I'll always have just because of the memories associated with it. One in particular that I remember is we were sitting around a campfire and we were going to roast some of those little cocktail weenies, and I felt that I needed to use my knife to open the package of them. So I did. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And I don't know why that's burned into my memory. I must have been like 10 or 11, maybe 12 years old. But it's stuck in there. And I'll keep that with me forever, and I'll have this knife forever. And I actually lost it for a long time, and I recently found it. So that was kind of cool. But I can't claim that this is my first everyday carry knife. That distinction goes to this piece of shit. This is one of those cheap, I think it's Frost Cutlery. That's a Frost. That's a Frost Cutlery. I can't read it through the camera. Barracuda or something, maybe? Flying Falcon. Frost Cutlery Flying Falcon. Cheap piece of crap, $2-3 knife. My father actually got this for free from his job as a paramedic once, and they just gave a bunch of them away. I don't know why they'd want to give their paramedics cheap, shitty knives, but they did. So he gave one to me. He actually gave me a couple, I think, and one stayed in my fishing tackle box, and the other went into my pocket. And I think I was like 15 or 16, and I carried this most of the time when I was out of school. Most of the time I didn't use the clip, I just stuck it in my pocket. And it never had any actual blade detent, it just, you could shake it out. I could actually, if I get this just right, yeah, I can shake it out without using the thumb studs. So, yeah, piece of crap. I don't think it actually ever had an edge. I just kind of went through things with it. The serrations might have been moderately sharp at one point. It's just, it's a kid's first knife, that's what it is. And I keep it because of the sentimental value. It's began to rust. It's beyond the realm of safety at this point. I'll never use it again. I'll never let my kids use it. It's in the collection because I refuse to throw it out, put it that way. But it is what it is. And it was the thing that encouraged me to buy a better knife, which happened to be a Buck Vantage Select Large. and that kicked off the whole shebang. Like, that got me addicted. But my current favorite EDC knife is this. This is the Victorinox Compact. And this has been in my pocket since I purchased it last week. I've been drawn more toward traditional slip joint style knives and non-locking folders in general recently because, you know, in a month I'll be heading off to college and living on campus, and carrying something like this around, although I don't care personally, you know, I'm not offended by this. Some people may be. And by the way, this Spyderco Manix Lightweight is probably my second favorite EDC knife at the moment. This, from the time that I got it, didn't leave my pocket, essentially, until it was replaced by this. But I don't mind carrying this around, but my theory is that on campus, even though I'm legally allowed to carry this, because our blade limit is 4 inches and this is 3, I'm not really going to want to pull this out and cut something with it, just because it's going to be off-putting to people. I mean, it's a cute blue knife. I mean, who the fuck's going to be scared by this? Really. Like, I think it's adorable, but either way, I don't want to pull this out and scare people and be like, oh my god, he's a murderer, he's going to kill us. And actually, I get that response with this thing, so it depends on the person. But this knife is has such utility. I mean, you got your pen blade, you got your combo tool. It's, you know, almost 2:30 in the morning, so excuse me that I really can't think. Now this, it's supposed to be able to open cans as well as bottles. It does open bottles well. I can attest to that as of 3 hours ago. But cans I'm not so sure about. Like, I tried to open a can of ravioli, Chef Boyardee, with this once, and it just kind of dented the can. I mean, it poked through in a couple places, but I really wouldn't want to use this in place of even a normal Swiss Army knife can opener. I'm sure in an emergency you could really, you know, force your way through a can with this, but I'd rather use something else. Wire stripper. It also has a half stop, which I appreciate. And then, if I can get them out, scissors, which have come in handy on multiple occasions. They're very nice large scissors too, which are just good to have. Better than the scissors on the little Victorinox Classic on my keys. Then you have your standard tweezers, nothing new there, toothpick, and the pen. It's not something you want to write with every day because it's uncomfortable to write with. I mean, it's essentially like writing with a pen insert, but it writes well, assuming you can find a surface that writes. There we go. But, you know, it writes, and it's better than nothing. If you need a pen right away and you don't have another one, this will do it. You got your corkscrew with eyeglass screwdriver. This is something I've really wanted to have on me. I have one on my keys technically with the Swiss Tech Utility, but that one, they claim it's an eyeglass screwdriver. That little screwdriver on there, it doesn't fit many eyeglasses. So this prescription screwdriver, really good. Precision screwdriver will come in handy, I can already tell. And there's this. It's a hook. It's supposed to be used for carrying twine-wrapped parcels, but considering that I don't live in the 19th century, I highly doubt I'm going to need this. But it does have a match striker, and it's supposed to be able to be used as an orange peeler. So, I mean, I guess that can come in handy. I would have preferred an awl, personally, because I use that a lot more often. But overall, this has a lot of useful tools, and I can foresee it coming in handy, you know, a lot. It'll pretty much mean that I won't need to carry a Leatherman or even a smaller Gerber multi-tool. Recently I've been carrying the Gerber Dime as well. Something like this really just, I can get rid of those in my system. I don't need to carry them, and that's nice. I can just get it down to the bare bones, and not scare people, not freak them out. And this is just such a friendly looking knife. Everyone knows what a Swiss Army knife is. No one thinks twice. And for a college campus, that's something I really want to achieve. So yeah, it's a little more expensive than a lot of Swiss Army knives, which I don't understand considering that it has less tools. I think this was like 35 bucks. I bought it from Brookstone using a gift card, but still, 35 bucks. I think even on Amazon it was around 32. Whereas, you know, a lot of them, like the Hiker and stuff like that, are, you know, packed with tools, and they're 25. But it's specialized, and I enjoy what it does, so it works for me, and it's currently my favorite. Now, on to suggestions, ways you can improve your channel. There's not a ton that I could suggest, really, other than getting a new background. That weird frayed board thing that you use is distracting, and it kind of reminds me of the wallpaper in the bathroom of my old house. I know a lot of people I've seen use this this grippy, tacky stuff, and you can find that everywhere. Like, I think I picked up a roll at a drugstore once. I've picked up, you know, dollar store, and all it is this, you know, it's this drawer liner stuff, basically. It's like $1 or $2, and wherever I end up shooting a video, right now I'm on my desk in my bedroom, I just have a pre-cut segment, and I unroll it, and, you know, I just set it down. So, and actually I have the older one that I used to use under it. So, I just set it down, and instant review surface. So that's, you know, that's my one big suggestion I can make that I think would really improve some quality issues there, just because those little fibers bug me, and maybe it's just that I have OCD or something, but I don't know. That's just my suggestion. Shoutouts. Let's see. Grab my computer and pick some people to shout out. I think you only wanted one shout out, but I don't care. It's late, I'm feeling generous. So let's see. Because she's awesome, I'm going to shout out THERoxyStarr. So her description, wonderful. Description, I think maybe 5'4", blonde, maybe 115 pounds. Her information will be in the description box. MrJimboFox, really awesome guy. He's actually the guy who sent me this knife, so again, thank you, Jimbo. I really appreciate it, and I have been getting a ton of awesome use out of it. Taddyboy2, a guy that I recently discovered, well, not very recently, but within the past couple months. Awesome channel, really avid YouTuber, and he's just very informative and very passionate about what he does. So everybody should go check him out. I recently entered one of his contests. His info will be in the box. And Manzgear. He is a fellow Buffalonian, and if you haven't seen probably one of the several videos I've recently done on it, he is responsible for this wonderful paracord bracelet. So before he closes up shop and stops making paracord, I suggest that if you're interested in stuff like this, you know, give him a shout and see what he can hook you up with. So, that should about do it for me. I've rambled on for long enough. I guarantee that about 95% of this video didn't make sense, and I apologize for that. But, you know, some of it's got to be entertaining. Let's see. Before I turn this off, I'm going to let you look at a Smurf, because who doesn't like a Smurf? I don't know. I just figured that would be an interesting way to end a video. I should probably go to bed. Okay, thank you for watching. Good luck to everyone who enters. Take care.